Your biology isn't broken, your feedback loops are. Most people think health fails suddenly. A diagnosis, a scare, a lab result that seems to come out of nowhere. But biology doesn't work like that. It whispers first, then it nudges, then it warns, and only at the end does it shout. And when that happens, we call it bad luck, when in reality, it was feedback we never learned how to read. Most modern health problems aren't the result of broken biology. They're the result of broken feedback loops. And once you see that clearly, a lot of confusion falls away. One of the most useful ways to think about health is this: you are not a body, you are a process. At one point, you were a single cell. Now you're trillions of cells exchanging signals, repairing damage, adapting to stress, and recalibrating constantly. Change is not the problem, change is the system. The real question is whether that system is adapting in a healthy direction or compensating quietly until it can't anymore. That's what healthspan actually measures, not perfection, but trajectory. We talk about genetics as if they're destiny, but for the vast majority of people, they aren't. If genetics were the primary driver, problems would show up very early in life, and for a small percentage of people, they do. But for most of us, we're born with a remarkably complete toolkit: repair systems, immune defenses, metabolic flexibility. What breaks things isn't missing hardware, it's chronic misuse, neglect, and overload. Genes may set the boundaries, but environment and behavior decide how close you drift towards them. Here's a subtle but important shift. When someone tells you they're on a diet, you still have no idea what's actually happening in their body. Keto, low carb, plant-based, high fat, these labels define food by what it's not, but they tell you almost nothing about metabolic behavior. What actually matters is not the name of the diet, it's the signals your body is practicing every day. Are you constantly fed? Are you constantly stimulated? Are you giving the system space to recalibrate? Because biology adapts to what you repeat. One of the most misunderstood ideas in health is metabolic flexibility. The goal is not ketosis as an identity. It's not a diet badge, it's capacity. Your body is designed to switch fuels, to move between fed and fasted states, and to run maintenance programs when resources aren't constantly flooding in. When the flexibility is never practiced, it's lost, but not dramatically, quietly, predictably. And when people lose metabolic flexibility, they don't notice it right away. They just feel a little more tired, a little more foggy, a little slower to recover. And those aren't failures, they're signals. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Most disease develops on top of chronic overconsumption. Too much food, too frequent eating, too much stimulus, too little recovery. We are technologically advanced, but biologically overwhelmed. And biology always reconciles imbalance eventually. Not as punishment, as physics. This is where people get stuck. They wait for symptoms, but biology doesn't start with pain. It starts with drift. Energy changes, sleep quality degrades, recovery slows, and mental clarity dulls. Numbers may still be in range, but the direction is wrong. A slow decline is more dangerous than a spike because it feels normal. Your snapshot matters far less than your trend. So comparing yourself to normal for your age is a trap. So is comparing yourself to elite athletes. The only comparison that matters is you over time. Longitudinal data beats averages every time. Where were you last year? Are things trending towards resilience or towards compensation? Because compensation works until it doesn't. Most people say they fear physical decline. What they actually fear is losing clarity, presence, agency. They want to be sharp in their 70s, engaged at 80, independent at 90. But that doesn't come from hacks. It comes from protecting the machinery early. You don't think your way into long-term cognitive health. You metabolize your way into it. People who age well aren't obsessed with protocols. They're good at feedback. They notice when something feels off. They adjust before things break. They don't argue with their biology. They treat health as a relationship, not a project. And that mindset changes everything. So instead of asking, what diet should I follow? Try asking, am I giving my system time to reset? Am I over consuming out of habit, stress, or identity? Are my signals improving year over year? Do my choices support resilience or just comfort? Those questions age far better than any plan. Your biology isn't broken, it's adaptive. And whatever you practice daily, your cells get better at. So practice listening, practice restraint, practice resilience, because longevity isn't about living forever. It's about staying you for as long as possible. If this idea resonated and you want to explore it more deeply with me, I have a full conversation with Daniel Tausan on Uncommonly Remarkable in Conversation. The link is below. This is Uncommonly Remarkable. Thanks for listening.